Well, SABC political reporter Natasha Phiri has been following this story for us. And she joins us now to give us a wrap of what's been a day that's been looked at and people wanting to see what might come out. Take us through today, Natasha.
Well, very good evening to you, Peter, and of course to our SABC viewers. Indeed, it was a long day. As you would know, the NEC started at 10 a.m. and around 5 to 6, it then concluded. But remember, we as journalists had thought that top of the agenda of that NEC meeting would be the Integrity Commission report. We were told that by ANC spokesperson Pule Mabe in the morning. Seemingly after lunch, it sounded as if the tone changed. We were told that one of the other issues that would be tabled was the issue of ESCOM. And then, Peter, to our surprise, the president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, left, followed by various ANC NEC members. And then we were told that the integrity, or the reports, I beg your pardon, by the Integrity Commission, as you had said, would be integrated in the organizational report. And that report will be then not tabled, but I mean, Didi Mabuza, the ANC's deputy president, will be presenting the organizational report to ANC members next week. And unfortunately, it won't be discussed robustly as we had expected it to be. But, Peter, it seems as if the newly elected NEC, whoever those women or men will be then tasked to actually deal with this issue. Just earlier on, when I was speaking to Iman Rapete, it just reminded me of, the case in point of what actually happened earlier on this year at the Gauteng conference, where, remember, the PEC, the outgoing PEC, was tasked with dealing with the quarantine votes, but then it was transferred to the newly elected PEC. So this is quite similar. We might actually see something quite similar in this regard.
So speculation will be abound that this is just kicking the can down the road, and this is to try and save the elective conference, the national conference.
Definitely, but not even save the National Elective Conference. Earlier on, we heard from sources that it was alleged that those who had backed ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa, tried to delay the processing or the tabling of this report and actually talking about it, and seemingly so. I mean, you read into it. I think the viewers should be the judge of this matter then being integrated into the organizational report and then being tabled or by the deputy president of the ANC. I think you need to be the judge of that and what it actually means. But just also talking about other issues around conference, important issues, the issue of Ubatabile Dlamini being disqualified by the Electoral Committee. I did manage to speak to her off air. We had hoped she would actually give us as the SABC a reaction first and foremost, but she had actually referred me to the Treasurer General of the ANC, Mr. Paul Mashadile, saying that he will be able to communicate, her decision. But of course, as the SABC, we were in possession of those letters by her lawyers, where she had refuted this decision by the Electoral Committee of the ANC and says that she will actually challenge it, Peter, because the Electoral Committee had said that she was found, they had gone through the vetting process and she was found to have committed a serious crime. And this is in relation to a perjury charges. But remember, she had paid the fine that was required of 200,000 Rand, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. So in this case, we spoke to the Electoral Committee Secretary, Levuani Matsela, and he had confirmed that he had received the lawyer's letters and, of course, had said that Batabile Dlamini is well within her rights to actually appeal this matter.
All right, but that appeal will probably only be heard after the conference, no doubt.
Well, Peter, the Electoral Committee actually needs to work this out speedily, I guess. I think she would want this issue to actually be resolved as soon as possible. But that's not just it. You have so many people, just raising their objections and their claims to the Electoral Committee. You know that 2 weeks ago, we ran the story of Lindiwe Sisulu claiming that those 66 nominations she received does not correlate with, her information or the branch nominations that she got. We also spoke to Andrew Baloyi, who's Didi Mabuza's campaign manager, also raising the same concerns. And recently, we've been running the story of those ANC members, 14 or 16 ANC members, who have raised their objections to the ANC NEC list. Peter, so they've said that they wanted this issue to be discussed in today's NEC meeting, and it wasn't. So they've threatened legal action. They had said that if this issue is not raised by this Friday, they intend on taking legal action. They intend on taking this conference to court. So it remains to be seen, because remember, they have written to the Treasurer General of the ANC, Paul Mashatile, raising this issue. Yet again today, they wrote another letter. We're in possession of it as the SABC, and they're also seeking an audience from him, because they say that they've escalated their matter to the Electoral Committee. They've asked for the raw data, and it was not provided by Livuani Matsila. Although when speaking to him, he says he's provided it. He doesn't know what more they want. And, their claims are just not substantiated. They don't understand the rules of the Electoral Committee. So it remains to be seen what will actually happen next week, whether they will be heading to the courts indeed. But yeah, interesting times ahead of the ANC's 55th elective conference.
All right, so bar the legal wranglings, there's not much other in terms of hurdles that the party has to overcome that might derail the conference. It looks like it will kick off on the 16th as scheduled.
Well, as far as we are concerned, it does look like it's going to happen on time, or commence on the 16th and possibly, finish on the 20th. But I don't know, Peter, these are interesting times for the ruling party. But we also do know that there is expected to be that meeting of the national chairpersons, the secretaries of the ANC in all 9 provinces. Remember earlier on this week, that interview that Oscar Mabuyadi had with Samgela Masego, confirming, that interview. And this is quite similar to, remember earlier on this year, before the policy conference, you had the Treasurer General of the ANC meeting the secretaries of all the 9 provinces. And this time you have the chairpersons and the secretaries of these 9 provinces meeting together, talking about leadership issues, talking about unity, and ensuring that, this conference actually goes ahead as planned and smoothly, actually.
All right, and perhaps finally, and you probably don't have an answer for this, but any clues whatsoever about what's in this report regarding Phala Phala?
Not as yet. I think as journalists, we are on tenterhooks. We are trying so hard. And of course, I do try Samgela Masego to somewhat claw his hands onto that report somehow. And of course, we will be the first ones, perhaps, to actually, get our hands on that report. And of course, let you know as SABC News and our viewers.
Natasha, thanks so much indeed for that update. Thank you very much. All right, that's political reporter Natasha Phiri, who's been watching politics around the ANC for a number of years now. And this next week, probably one of the biggest weeks for the party. So the news is the Integrity Committee report regarding the Phala Phala farm is going to be discussed in the Organisational Report of the party at the National Conference.